Hello everyone. Hi, here are my hands. They're very big. So I thought I fixed my camera being too zoomed in, but I guess this is just how it's gonna be because it's like, for whatever reason, there's only like so many options of how I can zoom in. But anyway, hello, welcome back or here. I am Fishy Stitchy, and today we're gonna be sorting more thread for my project that I'm working on, the Winter Wanes thing by DMC. So, I have here what we did last time on Total Drama Island, which is all of these lovely colors. And today we're going to be sorting the rest of everything, and then we'll finally get started with the hoop, which I have here. I'll need to zoom out, I think, because here's the hoop against the table. Maybe, you know what, yeah, I'll fix the camera again. I'll try to adjust it for like the 20th time so you could more easily see stuff. Unless it's like good for it to be this zoomed in. Maybe it is. How about this? I'll leave the camera like this for this time and then drop a comment. I keep saying that like anyone would comment on this or watch it. But if you want to drop a comment saying if you hated being this zoomed in or if you like it being this zoomed in, or if you have some other invalid opinion you would like to share. But for now, we'll stay with this because I don't want to fucking fix it. We just have these blues and purples and blurples and what color am I thinking of? I wanted to say mahogany, but that's like a brown. Maroon. We have a maroon to work with that I don't have in frame. So we'll be doing that. Starting. You know what I don't have? I'm sorry for slamming. Why? Okay. Quick, brief story time. I'll just do this color while we're waiting on it. And it's this one. It's this one. My cat usage, the gray one, if you'll recall from the last episode that I showed a picture of, is very into stealing and chewing on pencils like he's a 5-year-old. So I think he took off with the pencil I had with this kid somehow. I probably left it out. So I'll have to get another pencil shortly to write the names of these colors on their little bobbins. So I am gonna go do that. I will be right back and I'll edit this out because I'm so good at editing. Okay, goodbye. All right, hello. I'm back with a pencil. Look at this. I don't know if I can do it. It'll look like it's wobbling. Not really. I don't know. You'll just have to believe me. Or not believe me because it wasn't doing anything. Anyway, I hope y'all have had a nice week. I have been a bit stressed with stuff at my job, which is not really a new thing, but I guess good news, I'll probably have to quit soon because things are getting so bad, like fully quit. Bad news is that I'll have to fully quit and then I won't have an income. But I don't know. I think I might just go through with it because I was weighing the pros and cons with a friend of mine. It's like, damn, I would love to never see my boss again. I would love it. I would revel in that more than anything else. So I think I might just, weighing the pros and the cons, the only con is I don't have an income. Of course, that's like a big con, but that's worth it to me, to be honest. Anyway, look, I have a new shower ring to put thread on. Yippee! That was a bad yippee. That was a yiplee. Next, we're doing this 336 square color. This blue. Yeah, so you might be seeing many more videos from me shortly because I won't have a job anymore. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it just yet, but Lord knows I want to. Yeah, so I know I said I would be doing other things this week, but your girl has been overworked and has had other shit going on as well. So I'll try to, I reached out to some of my Junjo people, because I said that I wanted to do a little collection video, if you would, pretty soon. So okay, I'm gonna actually try to do it next week now that I actually reached out to people. And of course, it's sort of like we all have the same amount of information. So I'm hoping that, I don't know, I'll do a bit of research on stuff. I've sort of been informally researching the doujinshi I have. Like as I like flip through it, I'll be like, oh, let me look up, you know, what this translates to or whatever, what these names translate to. So I actually want to keep like a record of that and probably like put some not footnotes, but post-it notes in my doujinshi so I can be like, this is a page I'm referring to instead of just flipping through it blindly. So I will try to get that done next week. But for now, we'll do some cozy cross-stitch stuff, because why the hell not? And I am recording, right? Okay. It's taking me less and less time to get set up every time I do this, so I guess that's good. I'm getting used to it. Yeah, I think like, since this is a new habit I'm trying to form, I'm trying to just mainly focus on this before I do anything else insane. I have been brainstorming ideas for cross-stitch patterns, though. I have a few good ideas that I need to look into, like the legality of first, because it's like fan stuff. But I thought, you know what, I have a somewhat good idea. I might give it a shot. Use my like minimal pattern making skills for good, not evil. I don't know what an evil cross stitch pattern would look like though. But yeah, that's how I'm doing. How are you doing? Oh, that's great. Wow. Yeah. So I figured we would today just sort this thread. Did I already say this? I don't know. I'm sorry. But we'll just sort this thread. And then I want to organize the thread by color because I like doing that. If it's terribly boring to watch, then maybe I'll do timestamps because I'll be doing 3 separate things today. So I'll do some timestamps for y'all. Oh, also, do you like my nails? Wait. Oh, something's awry here. Usually when this happens, I kind of just ignore it. I think I pulled it. I fixed it. Oh, look. Do you see? They're shifty. They're shifty and shiny. I feel like I'm fucking up the focus. Yeah, I bought... Because my birthday's coming up. I've been, like, in the... Do y'all have, like... in the month leading up to your birthday, it's like, well, it's my birthday. I'm gonna buy whatever the fuck I want, ignoring the fact that I no longer have a full-time job and am living paycheck to paycheck right now and stuff like that. So since my birthday is in July, I've been in that state of mind, if you will. And I bought some new nail polish and I really like it. To be fair, it was like more of a replenishing a stock thing than a buying a new thing, because I haven't bought new nail polish in like... I actually haven't bought new nail polish, I think, like ever. I got gifted nail polish like 5 years ago. And that has been like gradually running out, even though I've just started painting my nails again more recently, because I figured if I'm going to be recording my hands, I might as well do them. So I did. And here's the blue finished. There we go. So, yeah, I don't know. I've decided I'm not, well, this was a long ago decision that I wasn't gonna fall for no, I don't know how to phrase that properly. was gonna say also we're doing this large stack of colors. I was gonna say fall for the propaganda of, but I feel like it's more like I've chosen to fall for the propaganda of I like painting my nails and doing I say doing my makeup. I don't mean I do a full thing. I mean I wear eyeshadow. And that's like pretty much it. Like colorful eyeshadow because it makes me unapproachable to men. And also it's really fun. I'm really into like indie eyeshadow, like really colorful, fun stuff that has weird textures and like shimmery things. Ah! Sorry. Why am I like this, man? There we go. Oh! Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to... I might separate this into 2 bobbins because it's a lot of thread. Anyway, what on earth was I saying before my autistic meltdown? That wasn't a meltdown. That was just me being silly. I don't remember. But look, I'm like sort of matching, aren't I? Ooh. I forget. Oh, I like wearing eyeshadow. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think you can have a lot of fun with the way you choose to present yourself. And I'm like, you know what? That's just sort of what makes me happy. So I'm just going to keep doing it, even though I don't really... I work from home and I don't get out a lot because immunocompromised win. I love being discriminated from public places for a... let's not get too deep into it. Or maybe I should. Should I fire some shots in the neighborhood to keep the rent down? And by the rent, I mean the ableism. Well, considering there's no one living in the neighborhood right now, I don't think it matters. But, yeah, you know, I don't have to say it. I feel like I do because people just are completely oblivious to the fact that, you know, the whole killing immunocompromised people because we think we're invincible thing. It's nothing new. You know, clean the air, etc., etc. Anyway, for those reasons, and pretty much exclusively those reasons, I don't get out a lot, but I've just been like, you know what? I feel like wearing blue lipstick, and then I wear blue lipstick around the house. And it's like, this is kind of fun. Because I look at the mirror and I get jump scared because I forget I'm wearing it. Or like I will kiss my kitty and then my kitty will have a big mark on her forehead. And I'll be like, oh no, I'm sorry, baby. But yeah, I've been trying to spruce myself up a bit. And like, also look, I'm wearing sweaters. I've been keeping the AC at a normal, or like, I feel like normal for most people, but like really not normal for me levels of like actually being bearable to live in. So I do a cute little sweater and little tiny shorts thing around the house because I really like having a sweater on. It's like my favorite clothing item. And look how cute it is. It's like, it's kind of long on my sleeves because I'm short. And it goes off the shoulder. That's all you need to know. Well, that's all you need to know about my sweater. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, mommy's thirsty. You know what? Okay. I'm making the executive decision. I was listening to myself drink water while I was editing. And I was like, girl, you need to stop doing this. No one fucking cares. So I'm going to start editing myself out, unless you like to beat off to it, and then I can edit it back in. Or you enjoy me swallowing for some other reason. If you like to beat off to it, I'm so crass. No one beats off to me. I'm pure and untouchable. I just did a little shimmy. I did a little... That's not what a... Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to cut here because I'm going to drink some fucking water. See See, look, I'm putting those video editing skills to use. You didn't hear a fucking thing. Unless somehow there was like a ghost that passed by while I was drinking water, and then I have to like release the footage because I'm like, holy shit, ghost caught on tape. And it's just me like loudly swallowing in the background. Yeah, a ghost that like goes across like the 2 feet I have on my countertop and the 2 feet of like space that is recording horizontally. Yeah, that would happen. La la la. Okay. We're almost done with the 1/4 of this. Ooh, my chest hurts. Shit, I thought it... Yeah. Speaking of being immunocompromised, I love long COVID chest pain constantly. I thought I was past it for today, but I guess not. That's okay. Look at all this. Look at all those chickens. These chickens? Okay, this is like a tangled mess. The joys of thread. Okay. Am I even showing this? I don't know. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Achoo. Okay. Achoo. I'm drinking tonight because of the aforementioned or A4 referenced streamer is streaming tonight, and I'm gonna watch him and drink with him because I'm insane. You don't need to know more about that. Fucking follow me on Tumblr. Don't follow me on Tumblr. Yeah, speaking of, I was like, oh yeah, haha, guys, I'm gonna be uploading on my cross-stitching channel more, and it's literally just been like the links to these videos and nothing else. That was silly of me. I've got to lock in. The issue with that is that I also still have to work. And I feel like I can't both lock into doing this thing and working, because work like sucks the life out of me, man. Not gonna lie, I don't know how I was doing like 60 hours of that a week and like still existing, cause I get off like a 6-hour shift and I'm like, I need to go lay down completely horizontally for the rest of the night, and that is what I do, and it kind of just sucks. Yeah. But hey, at least I don't have to do something that's in person. I get that benefit. Because I don't know how y'all do it. I'm assuming it's, again, the being able-bodied helps a lot, but good God, I cannot imagine. Even the idea of like, I have an hour commute to work for my office job. I'm like, how can you drive 2 hours a day? I don't know if that's a normal thing, but that's like what my mom does. And I'm like, girl, this sounds like hell. And you don't, the thing is, for a lot of these like in-person office jobs and like shit that I'm applying to, that's like, you will be a proofreader and you'll just look at a Word document on a computer. It's like, okay, why on earth would that ever need to be an in-person job? There's no reason I need to be going into an office for that and sitting in a cubicle. Like zilch. Unless you want to... That was a satisfying untie. Was that even on camera? Yeah, I assume it's part of the... We're building a company culture, so you'll feel obligated to stay because you'll be connected to your coworkers. So when we mistreat you, you won't leave. But that's already happened at my not in-person job. I mean, I really love my coworkers. And I went to school with a lot of them, which is, I guess, part of it. But even the ones I didn't like know when I was in school, they're my besties. They're not my besties, but I respect and love them as my coworkers. Why am I... This is... Okay. I was like... Or when I was editing this, I'm like, damn, this is sort of just like a video diary for me that like 5 of my friends watch. um, which is fine. I think it's good to journal it to some level. Look how thick this is getting, dude. Yeah, I definitely will put the next two ones on a different bobbin and probably store them away until their presence is necessary. I think this color is in. I'll just pop up the picture. I was like, I think I stored the like printed color picture away so I wouldn't damage it, but this I think is the color of the background on the picture. When I pop it on screen, I'll put it over on this side. I thought it was flipped for a second. I was like, which is, but I'll put it over there. You can't see my finger. I think this is the background color, which is why we have so much of it, like the sky color. And for things like that, I'm like, why didn't you just give me colored Ida cloth to stitch on instead of having me fill in the entire background? I guess that has like a different sort of effect, but I kind of prefer the effect of like giving it a bit more depth. In the Disney project I showed last time, I'll pop it up again over there. I keep running into the issue where I'm like, I'll put something on screen, and then my hands are like covering the entire screen, so there's nowhere good to put it. But for that project, the picture that came with it, which I don't even know if I'll be able to find a good quality one, because again, this was like this pattern is from like 2002 or something. It's a really old pattern. I don't know if they have any sort of record of it online. Yippee! Now we move on to the next one that's the same exact color. Yeah, I don't know if a good quality picture of it exists. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna take a picture of my like crumpled up piece of shit cover thing. What direction is this supposed to go in? This symbol is confusing me because it looks like a Y when it's upside down. So I'm like, is it supposed to be a Y? But it's not. Yeah, if I'll just take a picture of what I have. But on the picture on the cover, it's like, look, it's a colorful bright blue background, and this was cross stitched on like aqua Ida cloth. And then you look at what the kit gives you, and it's just white, and it's like, okay, this is like false advertisement. And since I like inherited it, the person had already started it on this color of Ida cloth, and I'm like, what? So now I'm like, I feel like I should go back and try to fill in the background somehow. But I like that it has that like depth of like the sky versus like the sunlight and the castle peeping out over it and all of that. So I don't know. I might just try to like go in with like a. What was that? Did I hit something? Sorry, I don't know what that was, or if that was just in my head. Oh, someone's playing music outside. It sounded like someone like hit me in the head with a crowbar. On my end, I don't know why. I think my mic picked it up weird. Yeah, if anyone who's better at cross stitching than I am, which I'm assuming is most people who cross stitch, if anyone has any tips of how to handle that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I have no fucking clue. I really don't know. Yeah, I think the consensus right now is that I'm just gonna try to go at it with like a like some sort of like non-Sharpie marker, something that like I know would not bleed, but would also sort of look light and not like too heavy on the fabric, if that makes sense. Like I don't want it to be too dark because it's supposed to be like a sky blue. I don't know. I might try that, and if I fuck everything up, then I will just kill myself. I'm just gonna kill myself over this project that I don't even like, that I've been working on for 5 years. Some days I wish it would just like sort of go missing, and then I would be like, oh dang it, I can't finish it, and then I'd secretly be like, yes, I don't have to work on it anymore. I mean, it is fun to work on. It's like sometimes you work with a pattern that's just like, oh my god, what were they thinking here? This is really hard to like physically do because it's jumping around a lot and going through like 500 different colors that look exactly the same, things like that. But this pattern is laid out really nice, so it's pretty easy to stitch, or like I guess fun to stitch. But I don't know. I hate Disney. The final product is just gonna be like, oh, okay, who do I give this to? Thing. Who do I give this incredibly elaborate thing that took me like 1,000 hours? That also likes Disney. I don't think I have anyone in my life that falls under those categories. I might just give it to my parents and be like, here you go. Put it in your Disney closet. Because what the hell do I do with that, man? Okay. And we are almost done with this bundle of thread. Doo-doo-doo. Just this week, I started reading House of Leaves, which I already like know a lot about because my dear friend Jell read it and gave me a lot of I was gonna say pointers, but was talking to me about it a lot. So I like sort of I get the vibe, I get the passion behind it. But I just started reading it and it's really fun. It's getting me back into writing more, which makes me happy. I was stuck on a scene for like literally like 3 weeks of me just like looking at the scene and being like, oh, I will make myself a cup of tea, and then I'll write one paragraph and then I'll be like, I want to go play Balatro. And then I stop working on it. But I think that I found out the solution to it is that it's actually just a really long scene that's kind of boring and I'll need to edit it a lot. But I've just sort of been writing a lot of dialogue and then filling it in later. Which is kind of what you have to do. I feel like when you get stuck on something, just writing the dialogue for it makes it go by a bit quicker. And like just not worrying about dialogue tags and thematic stuff, making sure it all fits together. Anyway, we're on to our last bit of this upside down Y color. And then we have the last thread of the day, the rest of the lifetime of this channel, considering this is going to take me 5 years to finish. And then you'll see me cross-stitching for the next 5 years. So, congratulations. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to have a record of this project at least. Because I don't do really anything about with this off stream. Off stream. I am recording a YouTube video. Yeah, I might try streaming. I mentioned that last time, but I think I might just give it a shot. See if it's unbearable or if anyone shows up. Because then I can just upload the VOD. And that would be a bit easier. I think. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. La la la. Oopsie. I'm creating another issue here. Okay. I'm gonna drink water again. BRB. Okay. I need to stop announcing that I'm gonna drink water so I could just cut it out without it being like, oh, I wonder if she's drinking water right now. What's going on back there? Which is what all of you are saying. Okay, what? I've been like, oh, yeah, huh. There we go. Yeah, I've been trying to read a lot more as of like last year because I had, when I was in college, since I was in a writing program, I read a whole lot of things that were assigned for class during my courses, but I just like stopped reading outside of class just because it was like some of my classes were like, okay, read one entire book a day for me, please. If you don't, then I will laugh and point at you. Like, it didn't even really matter because it was just like, let's discuss it. But I felt obligated to read every book. So I did. Thankfully, I was not paying for most of them, if you catch my drift. But yeah, that made me get out of my reading habit pretty much entirely. Because I, like, in high school and before that, I was reading constantly, and I just sort of, like, stopped. I mean, it dipped off from when I was, like, an elementary schooler and reading, like, 5 books a day somehow. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into the habit because it does help me write if I read a bit beforehand and stuff like that. So I've been trying to get this was my goal last year as well, to read 1 book a month. Last year I actually came pretty close. I think I read like 8 or 9 books last year, which was a lot more for me than previous years. But I have read 2 books this year, and both of them I started last year. So it's really been like nothing. To be fair, one of them I was doing a like book club for, so I was like waiting for other people to catch up. But I could have been reading the other one in the meantime and at least have gotten done with that before last week. Actually, like, before, like, 3 days ago, if I'm being for real. Which I guess is technically, like, last week, if I upload this on Tuesday again, which I somehow keep doing. But, yeah, I'm trying to get back into that because I really love reading. I love reading a good book while I have some tea and breakfast. Alright, we're on our last one for this. This is you see how much this is, man? What on earth? It's definitely going to be like the entire sky backdrop. And I love patterns like that as well. Even though I was like, oh, the depth and blah, blah, blah. I love doing do the same color 50 stitches in a row. Because I can just totally zone out doing that and not have to worry about counting or paying attention to what's going on around me. Look at the 2 big pillows. when I sort this, I'm gonna put this one. Should I put it away somewhere or should I just leave it? Because I like using one up before I use the other one. Okay. Here's how we solve this. Future me, this color. Oh! What was that? Is my battery dying? Uh-oh. My battery's dying. You know what? We are gonna be right back. But first, I was testing it to see if I could just do everything on one battery, because when I recorded last time, I was like, surely or when I could record for the first time, I was like, oh no, I need to charge my camera. But I was like, oh wait, I actually don't. It's at full battery after me recording for an hour, so it should be fine. I was just gonna do a black screen. My camera died. I'll be right back. Goodbye. Alrighty. Hello everyone. My camera died, as you heard me say already. Now I know to charge it before I start recording. Anyway, when we last left off, I was saying that I'm gonna put this extra bobbin of this color into this case, so I remember that I did it. I'm recording it. So in like 2 years from now, where I'm like, where is this color? It's in that case. It's on tape. Okay. Getting back into it, I have one color remaining, and it is this burgundy. That was the word I was thinking of before. And it is 315 with a little upside down triangle. I don't remember anything of what I was talking about before my computer died, so sorry. You're just gonna start from scratch. upside down triangle. Let me, 1 second. I'm just gonna cut that. I hope you guys are doing okay, I guess. I probably already said that at the beginning of this video, but I don't remember. I've been coping. As usual. I feel like I was yapping a lot. I feel like I lost momentum, or at least lost things to yap about. And I started editing the audio while my camera was charging. And we're already at allegedly 30 minutes, I think. So we're halfway there. Look at me. I'm a natural. I'm better at this than anyone. Oh, also, I might link, maybe if Gel is posted by then, but me and Gel are making a comic. Well, it's more like Gel is making the comic and I'm just sort of there. I guess we're both writing it and Gel is drawing it, I guess, would be the words to use there. But it's mostly Gel's thing, and it's really cool. And Gel made an animation that I think is on TikTok now, or it might not be. But if it is, I will link it below, or I might show it on screen, just so you can have an idea of what we're working on. I don't want to give too much away, but it's essentially that there's a queen and a chef and a homunculus, and they live together at the Loop Inn in New Jersey, which is a real place. It's my favorite motel in the world. I've never been, but it's a bucket list item for me. It's really, I really implore you to take a gander at it. And there's a lot of shenanigans, and it's a lot of direct stealing of plots from other franchises. And it's a slapstick comedy thing. So that's been really fun to work on. We've been talking about it for a while. So we're finally putting shit to paper, and it's really exciting. So you should go check it out. If I can, I'll put a trailer here so you could look at it, but I don't want to do that without their permission. So here you go, or here you don't go if there's nothing there. If there's nothing there, I'll put a screen that says there's nothing here. Welcome back, if there was something there. I'm still sorting through it. Yeah, so lots of different creative projects happening. Ooh, speaking of creative projects, I was going to bring this up when I was talking about the House of Leaves, but I was thinking about the drafting process a lot lately to get into some writing stuff. I wrote a book about... I don't even know when I would say I finished it. It was probably 2021, summer of 2021, where I finished my first novel. And I tried to get it published for a good 2 years. I feel like I already talked about this on here, but yeah, I tried to get it published, zero luck, unfortunately. I had a few literary agents respond to me just being no, but it was at least a personalized no. But otherwise I had nothing. So I think I want to try to get back on that and try to get it published again. Of course, I'll need to look for a bunch of new, what is that called? I want to say comp titles, but I'm not sure if that's the comparable titles and stuff like that, because now it's been a few years, so I have to find a whole new set of books that are similar to my book. Annoying. Anyway, look, we finished sorting colors. Or we didn't finish sorting colors, but we finished putting the colors on these things. Hey. Okay, so now it's time for us to sort them. Anyway, so I've been trying to figure out what I'm doing exactly with that project. Um, and this is gonna be very sad. I'm gonna undo this and spill it everywhere. Wee. Okay. Come on. Okay. So I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with it because I want to revise it again. I've revised it like 500 times and I'm like, I don't really know what else to do with it. But then I was like thinking that I might try to do like a big rehaul of this. Wait, that's not the word. Rehaul? I'm gonna do something big to it, I think, because right now it's a book, and it occurred to me that it could be a visual novel instead of a book, and that would kind of fit it better. But that's like a really scary decision to make, because that requires me like having art and stuff, and like knowing how to make video games, which I don't, and like also changing the entire story so it fits that format, and that is kind of like terrifying to me. Not gonna lie, but you know, it was a thought I had in my initial draft. Hey, look, okay, here's gonna be the thumbnail again. Ta-da! Doesn't that look pretty? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I've been trying to. Okay, wait, let me 1 second. Let's figure out how I want to sort this. I might just have blues and greens in one thing because I sort of already have that over here, and then all of the other colors, like blues, greens, purples. And then like the pinks and beiges and browns are over here. Will that work? Or maybe I'll put these here too. So it's sort of like divided. Oh my god, it's literally not even on screen. Okay. Well, here's the first clump and here's the second clump. Does that look okay? That should hopefully work. Yeah, anyway. It was an idea I had when I was like doing my second draft, and I was like, I don't want to restructure this whole thing. I don't even know if like, oh wait, I should be looking at what tones these are in so I can sort them by something. Anyway, yeah, it was like an original, like very early on in the process. I was like, maybe I should try to do this, and then I was like, that's kind of a pain in the ass. And now I'm back to like, maybe I should have tried to do it. So I might, oh my god, I'm so bad at putting things on frame. I'm sorry. It's hard to tell where it is for me. Here's what I've been doing. I have like boundaries set up so I know where the edges of the frame are. Okay, that. I should like set down like tape or something maybe. That would probably be better, but we're doing what we're doing. Anyway, yeah. It was a very early on idea for me, and then I was like, and now I'm back to it. So, I don't know. I might try that, even though I know nothing, like nothing about like visual novels and stuff like that. Like I don't think I've played one since I was like 12. So it's definitely a new thing for me. But hey, I don't know. I'll see how it goes when I'm trying to revise it again. I've just been sort of in fan fiction land for a bit. So I haven't really been working on it at all, even though I've had it on like my agenda that's like, you should probably work on the book. And I just don't, because I'm like, but I want to write instead. I don't want to edit the same thing I've edited 500 times for no one to pick it up as a title. So that's where I am. But hey, look, this looks a lot better now that it's like in some sort of order, if you can tell. Okay. And then here's our second clump. I just realized that some of these are like leaning purple and these are also leaning purple. I'm just gonna pop this purpley one on there. And where would it go? Maybe it could just go here. No, here. Okay. Because these two, like the darkness is sort of in between them, I think. Yeah, okay. Anyway, how do I organize these ones? I could start with the pinks. Okay. And then this is also purple. What on earth? I think I'm colorblind. Oops. That sort of looks like a pinky purple, doesn't it? So it's hard to tell. But I'll jam it maybe here. I'll just put it here. Put it here. Yeah. Okay. Now, are these the same color? Why can't I see? No, they're not. They look very similar though. Does that look like a good order? Again, like this is zoomed in so much. I don't really know how to fix it. Because I have this at the maximum zoom out, but if I have it at the maximum zoom in at the other like height of this thing I have it at, it's too far out. So I do not know. I think I just need to be more mindful of where the frame is. I've actually sort of been having fun making these videos, which I'm happy about because I was afraid I was gonna like hate it. But I think it's kind of fun. I already did, or I guess I still do video editing, so I already had that down, but the recording into the mic stuff is new for me, and I actually don't mind it. But hey, look, we have sorted our lovely thread, and it's done! After like 2 entire videos about it. Okay. And now that we have this done, I can start actually cross-stitching. Okay, you know what, I might just BRB for a second so I can just get my shit figured out, so whatever. Alright, hello. I am back. I found a needle minder to put on here because I was using the one I had here before for a different project, and then I did like a wild goose chase trying to find it. But look how cute this is. It's a little koi fish. I got these on Etsy a while ago, so I don't know if they're still available, but they're actually pretty good. Anyway, let me give it a needle as well. More notes on DMC patterns and DNC needles. Why did they need to be so tightly jammed in here? Okay. Ow. This is like, I was like, what page is this? Because it doesn't say like anywhere like this is the top left. Left? I don't know my directions. Yeah, left. It does say 1 out of 5, like very tiny up here. I don't know if that's focusing. But I was like, what on earth? That was a really loud rumor. I don't know if that came through. But yeah, I could not figure out what page this was, so it was I took an extended break, but there's these little black arrows that blend in with the like border things, which I think are pretty convenient because I always just write those on my own on patterns sometimes. But yeah, I was like, I have no freaking clue. But here's the corner we're starting in. I also haven't worked with like a perfectly divided pattern before, I don't think, so I was confused because I was like, where is the center? Why can't I find it? But I found it, and we're going to be starting off with this plus sign color, which I don't know what it is. Oh, plus. It is shade 793. This is pretty badly wrapped. So we're going to be making our first stitch, and this actually looks to be a good chunk of this color, so I think I'm just going to be doing stuff page by page. Sometimes I like to like fill it in between different pages just because I have like enough of a color left or stuff like that. But I think for this, I'm going to be going page by page so it's more satisfying. But yeah, I marked the center point in the fabric. I did this off screen at some point. But yeah, we have a lot of room to cover here. We're going to be starting here. I might, depending on how annoying this is, sometimes I like to just bunch up the fabric in rubber bands so it's not in the way. I'm just going to do that really quick. I'm BRBing again. Sorry. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello again. Look, I've tied it up. You can barely see it, but I tied it up. And also, you know what happened? My camera died again. I guess I didn't charge it for long enough. So I'll probably just have this be a few minutes because I only charged it for a little bit because I don't want to spend the entire afternoon filming. But anyway, let's get started on our first stitch. I figure we could do a couple and then see if my camera says it's about to die again. Let me lick it. Did you know that every cross stitch is infused with spit? So that you could thread needles easier? If you don't cross stitch or like do sewing in general, you need to sew something. There's a tip for you. If you lick the end of the thread, it makes it a lot easier to thread the needle. Okay, so let's make our first stitch. I keep like completely losing what I am doing because everything keeps getting all vercocked. In fact, does this need to be adjusted? Oh my god. Everything is falling apart. Okay, so we'll start this. Yippee! First stitch. Let me make sure these ends are lined up nicely. Yeah, I am a fan of just using one strand and sort of doubling it over so that I don't lose my needle. See, it can't come out. I'm assuming everyone does this. I don't know. Okay, so here's the center. Not on frame. Yeah, I'm going to have to zoom this out, I think. I don't know. If anyone has a feedback, I would appreciate it because I am not really good at technology. I have like a overhead camera arm. I don't know what it's called. But it's essentially like a 3-part thing. One of them just goes straight up and then the other 2 you can like bend and twist. And right now I'm just using 2 of them because if I use 3 of them, then it goes up too high. And like I've been trying to like bend it so it's like halfway there, but is this in frame? Jesus Christ. Who is this chick? Who am I? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, this is not working. I love starting a thread from far away so I can't see it. Alright, I think the ends of this is just like weird. Okay. Mamma mia. Yeah, so I can't really figure out how to get the zoom better. Maybe this close is good if I could just remember to keep it in frame. I'm sideways. I'm like, why is this? And oh, I forgot I drew the center on it. I did a little dot. Okay. Look at that. It's our first X. That's awesome. Many more to come, believe it or not. So we have 4 that go this way. I'm just gonna sort of... My kitties are yelling. Is it time to yell? It's not even time for dinner yet. I try to feed them at exactly 5 every day. And right now it's 3:50. Mr. Use. He almost came and joined us. He was standing on one of the chairs at... And already I have a knot. Oh my god. Yeah, this is hard to do from far away. But whatever. I will learn. Come on. There we go. Look at that. I'm an expert. Yeah, anyway, I try to feed them, oh my god, at the same time every day, but Mr. Usage has gotten in the habit of yelling whenever he feels the need to eat. Even though he's been getting little treats all day. Because he's a good boy. 4. Yeah, I always am very staring directly at the pattern when I first start something because as I'm sure everyone is, I'm in the habit of when I start a new project, I immediately miss a single stitch and then have to undo everything because I missed it. And look at that, we already are making some progress. I'm trying to figure out what the best course of action for this is, but I think... Okay, I'm gonna go... We have I don't know if I'm necessarily allowed to show the pattern like this, but I'm doing the very corner of this, and these are all plus signs that are sort of arranged like this. It's sort of hard to tell because this is it looks like it's coming up as black on camera, but there are symbols there. They're hard to see. So I'm just gonna fill that in this corner, and then we'll branch over into this bigger section because look how they're all plus signs, so I don't have to worry as much about counting and skipping stuff. Awesome. Yeah, this thankfully, from doing a cursory review of it, it seems to be a pretty easy pattern, I would say, to get a hang of. It's just a bigger project. I'm wondering also, maybe I should get I always stitch with a hoop, but maybe for this it would be better if I had a frame thing. So it could be, and I could secure it to the table somehow. So it'll be steady instead of me. I hope this isn't nauseating to look at. I'm trying to keep my arms as still as possible, but I don't know if it's working. Also, I don't know if is this mic too close to me? Okay. But yeah, la 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 la. I'm glad we could finally get started on this. After 3 weeks of yapping about it. But yeah, okay. So next week, I'm gonna try to do the Junjo video. I want to say I also want to do a cross stitch video, but I don't know if I'll have the time because I gotta keep applying for jobs and shit. This weekend I applied for one job on Friday, which is bad. Because usually I have a day of applying for jobs on the weekend at least, so I can knock out 7 or 10 of them. But I did one. And then I've been writing fan fiction. But I've been making good progress on that, so that's good. It still counts for something. And look at that. Let me just double check myself again. Okay. I think we're good. And then the next row is 1 less than the previous. I'm actually doing this pretty quickly. Maybe I'm experiencing what it's like if I'm just staring at what I'm cross stitching instead of watching TV or a YouTube video or a stream or doing anything that isn't looking at my cross stitching. Because I feel like that generally makes things go a bit quicker if you're actually looking at it. Oh, my little hand. Okay, this is a bit better. Also, I don't know if I can show myself doing this, but I figured out that you can do, this is kind of hard to, I probably won't do this on camera because it's like makes everything a bit weird, but you can two-hand it. Maybe that's easier. Because then I don't have to be holding it up for the camera and it's stiller. Okay, I might just keep it like this because I've been wanting to like try to do this more. So it's like you're using both hands the same amount. And that way it's a bit stiller for the camera. You know what? I'm a genius. I don't need to use a frame. Fuck frames. Fuck frames. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Oh, also, I've read a show how I tied this. I usually, so there's like a bit of overlap on the back still, you can sort of see, even though it's zoomed in. But it generally keeps it out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about like accidentally stitching into it or it just being inconvenient. I had it like this, so I was like, I can't see the pattern, but let me just put it behind me. All right, I'm supposed to be two-handing. Yeah, I just noticed myself doing it recently. It's like, oh, I could do that. That's good. Okay. La la la. And I think the next row is Mr. Usage. You did a little sound. Miss Grammar has started yelling at me, my little black kitty. So I'm happy about that. I mean, she does yap a bit, but last night I was like, what's going on? And she was like, beep, beep. I was like, oh, Miss Grammar, hello. Now they're starting to swarm me. I think they think it's dinner time. Yeah, I usually don't sit in. Right now, this is my kitchen counter. Because I don't really like to use desks or sit upright at like a flat surface. Because it is not good for the disability, and also I prefer to be comfortable, which I think is a controversial take. So whenever I'm in the kitchen, I think they think I'm making them food, because I'm usually not. I don't cook for myself. I mean, I do cook, but not like elaborately. I prepare meals that are usually Huel or like something that is microwaved. But we have a little mountain coming. I'm actually not sure what part of the pattern this is. I'm assuming it is like in the trees because it's like the top corner-ish. Oh, and also I can show you, as predicted, the sky is all this like upside down Y color, or like a lot of it is. This is, again, we're in the tree. But you can see it's mostly that weird symbol that I don't know what to call it. It looks like the sound in Japanese, that consonant. That kanji. Kana. Katakana. I'm bad at Japanese, but it looks like the N. So we're just gonna call it that. Oh, sorry. I punched you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for being annoying. Okay. And then the next two rows are just threes. Right? Yeah. Am I in frame? Let's count how many times I say, am I in frame? Actually, don't do that. That would be a lot of times. And I think after I finish this section, I might wrap it up just so we keep it to about an hour. What? I've been recording for 40 minutes just in this last bit. It cannot be. Could it be? Does time just fly when you're having fun? well, shit, I should wrap it up then. I guess taking breaks does some good for me. I might do that. No, I like having momentum. Like I'm a rolling ball or something. Okay. Then we just have, after this, we have a row of 2. And then I am done for today. Am I like... I was about to say it again, but I won't. You know what I was going to say. Okay. And that pretty much wraps up this thread as well. Okay. Ta-da! It's a drop in the bucket. Oh my god, my camera died again. Okay, whatever. Well, you saw the end of it. It was nice talking to y'all. I will see you next week, and I'm gonna charge my computer or my phone. I'll charge one of those 2 things. And see you later. Bye.